Hello, everybody. It's been I'm back again, gone again. That's the way my couple days have been. Um, I know it's a little chilly, 31 degrees. There was snow overnight, morningly, but hopefully you're okay. I got your message. Hit me up on the phone. Um, Hit me up. I will be honest with you guys. It looks like I'm kind of stable now. Um, I am not able to. I did not have the. I just didn't have the. I had a lot going on this weekend, so I really wasn't able to think of a show. I wasn't even sure if I was going to work today. So, morning, Phoenix. All right, so you're right with me. You can talk to me then. Um, I just had a lot going on this weekend. Um, I do want to say that I'm not able to do a show this Saturday night. I had to reschedule with Family Paranormal. We kind of chatted for maybe a minute. Family Paranormal. They said they understood, and it'll be in June. June. They're kind of booked up in May. Uh, yeah, I'm going to say this really quick, and then I really don't want to dwell on it. I don't think I do, anyways. Found out Friday night into Saturday morning that my sister passed away. That kept me busy all weekend with helping my mom and nephew try to navigate what to do and how to handle things. And her arrangements are this Saturday for her celebration of life this Saturday. And, I'm not going to want to do a show after all that, though. Then again, it might get me mind off things. So, but now I've already called him and thank you, Phoenix. I already got whole canceled the show. I just don't think I'll be in the right frame of mind. So, but yeah, so can you believe this crazy? And like I said, thank you, Phoenix. Can you believe this crazy weather? 31 degrees. But yeah, so if you guys have anything in mind, any questions or anything, feel free to ask. And that's the reason why I wasn't yeah. So yeah, that's how confused I am. Well, not confused. I just kind of got a little lost there. I just realized I've been thinking it was Friday night into Saturday morning, when in reality it was Thursday night into Friday morning, because I didn't go to work, of course, and I didn't do a show. I was trying to figure out why. A couple of deer there. Thank goodness they stayed on the side of the road. Always an adventure on the way to work. And then this morning, my phone time for my phone was off, and so I'm scrambling to get. They turned it off overnight while I was asleep, so I'm scrambling to get things turned back on and everything, which is never easy. When you're in a hurry, that's when everything seems to slow you down, right? When you're trying to get out the door or something, that's when every little thing happens. And so I thought I could do that within 3 or 4 minutes, and of course that just didn't happen. That took a little extra time. So yeah, I'm trying to think of what I know in the paranormal. How about we just keep it simple and explain why we at WASP, as well as many other teams, why we don't go anywhere on investigation without at least one other person with you. The very basics of that, behind that, is well, there's numerous reasons, and the very simplest answer is where most time you're running around in the dark in places that you're not familiar with, and so it's very easy to get tripping and falling, and just you're not aware, you don't know the locations very well, so it's very easy to get hurt just by not stepping in the wrong spot, anything like that. So that's the simplest, easiest reason why you should have at least one other person with you, so that way you don't get stuck somewhere. That way you don't. Sorry, I had to turn on my heat. It's chilly. um, that way you don't get somewhere and not able to get help. So with the same thought of safety, you might be somewhere and get sick. A little less likely than tripping and getting hurt, breaking a leg or something, but you might just get sick. It happens. Um, if you're older, you face general health conditions as we age. Climbing up those hills like to a cemetery or something can't really work that hard if you're not used to it. They're getting older like me. I'm the big 50 now. There's also we're chicken. Yeah, I was not trying to say that, but it's nice to have somebody else be chicken with you. You're not a chicken alone if you have two people with you. Dude, run! I feel so bad for that guy. Brian, I think his name was Brian. That dude's feet never touched the ground. He was moving so quick. And that sets up a chain reaction. When somebody else gets scared, the other person next to him gets scared. Trust me, I've seen that. I felt that. Person next to me gets scared, and I wasn't scared until they got scared. Then it was like, whoa. That's like, when I was married, I was up in the attic of my new house. We had only been in the house for a couple months and lost power. We were looking for, hello, Jonathan. How you doing today, my friend? So we were looking for electric box upstairs in the attic, whole place dark. And County Creek Drive, new place. And this is over on Russell Street, but there was one room up in the attic with the door, kind of a finished room that nobody really used. Well, my kid did when he got older. But anyways, and I said these words, almost word for word, if my memory serves me right. Well, I don't know where else to check. There's nowhere else to check but that room over there. And I kind of half moved my hand in the general direction of this room to the door. The door had been closed. And that door started opening up on cue. My ex-wife, I swear to God, it creeped me out because I looked over at it and I barely had enough time to turn my head and see her freak out and start running down those stairs, which caused me to freak out even more and run down the stairs. We were like, oh, hell no. My mother was at my house at that point. I think she was staying the weekend, and she said, oh my God, it sounds like a herd of elephants coming down those stairs. Well, you know, I'm not a little guy, and I wasn't back then, so, and, you know, no slight towards her. She wasn't a little woman. So I'm sure we both made quite the noise coming down those stairs. So, yeah, so on to more why you don't go is outside of somebody to run with is if you're experiencing paranormal situations, you have somebody there that's able to document, help you document, witness, or vice versa. If it's happening to them, and you're able to document and help record. And if things start getting bad, it's good to have two people to have judgment. Like, okay, hey, things are getting pretty serious here. This is no longer a basic investigation. This is something more. So you're able to have that discernment of two people as opposed to one, which sometimes is very necessary. Also, if you're lucky enough, the second person that's with you, or third or fourth, is your tech manager, and he helps you carry stuff, rightly put. But so those are some of the basics of why you should have more than one person. And that's even if you're not doing something with your team. Say you're bored on a Saturday afternoon and you just want something to do. You just grab your partner or friend or whoever and head to the local cemetery or whatever. You know. And you should have somebody with you. I know there's some people that do it on their own, and that's fine. But I'm not. I'm not the tech guy. I figure you're still paying attention. But that's just their way of how they investigate things. Not saying there's right or wrong. Boy, I tell you, I still see blinking lights all over the place. Anybody else see blinking lights all over the place, or is it just because I'm so aware of them now that I see them everywhere I go? But I never seen a billboard have a light going in and out, but just something I noticed. Yeah. So I apologize for not having anything set up for today. I honestly wasn't even 100% sure if I was going to make it to work. Not even 100% sure I'm going to make it the whole day through work, but unfortunately, time marches on, and no matter what happens, you still have to move along with your life and try and make the best of what you can of the situation you have. Thank you, Phoenix. It's I appreciate that. I know as it stands, I'm not scheduled to work Thursday or Friday because I thought that's when Celebration Life was gonna happen, but amongst all the phone calls and setup and such, that changed. So I don't know if I'm gonna just go ahead and take those couple days as well, just to kind of give myself a break midweek or not. I figure I'll talk to my boss about that today, which my work's been pretty good about it. So there's a possibility I won't be doing these lives those 2 days. So if you don't see me, just know I'm probably asleep in my bed, and hopefully I'm asleep at this time of day, and just try and catch some extra sleep. For a guy that gets up this early, I sure do like to sleep in. Which is better than what I used to do. I remember when I was younger, I'd sleep until noon, 1 o'clock. And then when I was an over-road truck driver, that you never got a regular sleep schedule. Say Monday you started off at 7 in the morning. By the time Friday rolled around, you were starting your day off at 11 o'clock at night. It just was never good. I made the mistake one time, just talk about being scared again. I made the mistake one time being in my truck. I think it was Idaho, I'm pretty sure it was Idaho. I found this nice little truck stop. It was almost like a mom and pop truck stop. And it was a little later at night, probably around 1 in the morning. I pulled in there about, I don't know, early enough to have a decent dinner and such and shower. It was a nice place, one of the better ones I've been in. But they were not very big. Probably the place could only handle about 25 trucks if they were lucky, parking wise. So where I parked was on the very edge of their parking lot, surrounded by trees and such. So, and I don't know why, but in my infinite wisdom, I decided to watch a couple of horror movies that night. I don't know why. So I watched these horror movies alone in my truck next to woods and such. And, I'm looking out my window and, just thinking all the nice, creepy things that could be in those woods. Talked about freaking my out. That probably wasn't the best choice. I should have probably watched Sound of Music or something, I think one of the ones I watched was Deliverance, which probably was not a good one for that location. But well, what do you guys think? Get coffee or head straight to work since I'm already late and supposed to be clocking in right now? I mean, I don't get coffee for myself now. I do it for the sake of the passengers so they don't have to deal with my grouchy butt. So, what do you guys think? Go ahead and be later and get that, or should I be good and try to get to work right away? Should I even ask you guys? You guys know what I'm gonna do. You all know what I'm gonna do. You guys know that I'm gonna stop and get that liquid bean soup. That's gonna get me awake and motivated and ready to tackle the day. I guess you could say I must be addicted to coffee because I don't start off very many mornings without it. So, but I really appreciate everybody's understanding. I appreciate the kind words. I will be kind of hit and miss, I think, this week. Um, the next scheduled show is like the end of the month. Coffee. That's right, Lee, but coffee. Speaking of which, for those that might have missed it, my outro video is Lee put on his porch telling y'all have a nice day very politely. We do have a show booked not in 3 weeks. So that's already set up and go. So I hope you guys have a great day. I'm going to be busy for the next few days. So hopefully I'll see you guys soon. All right. As always, stay spooky, my friends.
Well, hey everybody, thanks for stopping down and appreciate the visit. Now get the hell off of my porch. We'll see you the next time. Come on back.